Hello, it's Friday today. It's just come up to lunchtime. Izzy and I are struggling with our motivation at the moment. Our structure and our routine has been really useful for us during the pandemic to just keep us focused, keep us looking forward. And it is distracting, isn't it? All this stuff going on in the world. And she doesn't know if she's going to college. They're talking about moving the exams later in the year to give everybody a chance to study the curriculum. So we're like, is there any great pressing need to be working just until we find out about college? As you know, we've just been getting on with it. We've just been carrying on, like blinkering off the outside world and just carrying on. But I don't know. I think we need a little break today. So we're going to have lunch now. She's done nearly 2 hours of maths now. We're going to have lunch. She's going to do biology. And then we're going to take the rest of the day off, and we can't do anything because we're stuck within the radius of wherever we can get to on foot, really, or on the scooters. So we're just going to go and try and explore streets that we haven't seen before within a 5-mile radius somehow. I'll take snacks and drinks, and it'll be like the best we can manage for a grand day out, really. With regards to college, I'm really hoping that we'll know by the middle of next week sometime. So, it is tempting to just take a few days off until then. But then what if it doesn't come by then? What if we're waiting months? We can't just keep holding out indefinitely, not working. I don't know. In other news, I finished my next puzzle, this lovely 500-piecer that Pippa from Worm's Eye View sent me. It is the Hat Boutique. I'm trying to decide what to have for lunch, and because it's a hot day, I feel like making a cold salad. I think that's IB's Peg. I do believe he didn't like this, so I add it. Giant wholemeal couscous. I've only got a tiny bit. And this is posh quinoa. When the lockdown first started and everything was selling out, it was like only things like posh quinoa that was left. There's a tiny bit of that left as well, so I'm just going to mix these and boil them together. So we'll have those as a little sort of carby addition. And the salad is also going to contain peppers, cucumber, butter beans out of a tin, and olives and tuna. So that's an interesting combination, but I reckon it's going to be delicious actually. An interesting mixture. I think I'll put that on the back ring actually, out of harm's way. I'm having to use a massive bowl for the salad because my other one cracked. That one there, it's having to be a fruit bowl now. Eventually I'll have to get another one. I like to have a little melamine mixing bowl. Big ones are good too, but there's only 2 of us. So this salad with a tin of fish and beans in it is inspired by one that I had in Coimbra. IB treated me to a lunch, and it was a sardine with salad that I had, or a salad with sardines, and I wasn't expecting them to be tinned sardines stirred in with the salad. But actually, it worked really, really well. Oh my goodness. Whoa, I'm distracted by that. Let's turn that down a little bit, shall we? Down you go, down you go. That's better. Only just cleaned that stove yesterday. Hopefully, this is going to be very refreshing. There we are, there's the salad. Looks quite nice. I think I might put a little bit of salt in it and maybe some herbs. Not too much. And some Italian seasoning maybe. There's Izzy's lunch. Looks right, doesn't it? We've eaten lunch. We've been watching a documentary over lunchtime. Well, about half of it. It's called Civilizations from 2018, about ancient art. We kind of got out of the habit of watching documentaries at lunchtime, but Izzy chose that today, so that was good. And she really enjoyed it as well. She got really gripped by it. And she said, "Oh, Mum, I forgot how much I love history." And she's like fascinated by it. We were learning a bit about the Terracotta Army. Izzy enjoyed the salad. Apart from the couscous quinoa mix, she ate everything else. She wants to go window shopping later, looking through shop windows and not actually going in, basically. daydreaming and fantasising about potential future purchases. Right, now I need to put a wash on, I need to wash up, I need to make one phone call, and I need to look up the address of somebody whose birthday's coming up because I need to put a birthday card in the post today. It's getting on for about 3:10. Izzy's upstairs in her bedroom doing a sort of mock exam type thing in biology, except she's just doing it as an open book exercise, and I'm looking at this, which is something that Pippa from Worm's Eye View has sent me, which is a photograph of some sheet music which has been made into one of her birthday cards, and she said that she would love to know what it sounded like. It's very pretty, isn't it? So I'm going to play it for Pippa. Ta-da! I don't normally play my flute in the front room. In fact, it's the first time I've ever done it. But I was too lazy to take the laptop downstairs. I'm just going to basically read this off the laptop screen. Some of the notes are a little bit obscured by the ink of the drawings, and it's obviously written for piano, so I'm just going to try and pick out what I think is probably the melody. I think I got one note wrong there somewhere where there was a big blob of ink, but that's more or less it. Well, we've walked through town and we walked back out again because it was just too tempting to want to go in the non-essential shops. So, come out of temptation's way. We're going off the beaten track now and just following our noses, really. I can't remember if I've been this way before or not. If I have, it wasn't so overgrown. Those are very pretty pink flowers and stinging nettles. Oh, I haven't made my nettle tea yet, is he? Or nettle soup.
Hopefully you won't.
Well, the intention is to give it a go at some point. We found a field that we didn't even know was here, didn't we, Iz?
Didn't know it existed, but that's because I haven't been around this area before.
No, we're a little bit away from home here. I'm quite struck by how lovely these flowers are. Found a very beautiful site here, somewhere else we didn't even know existed. We're on a bit of a footbridge. Where's it gone? There's a dead pot noodle, it's drowned.
Well, I think that it's thriving because you know how pot noodles need water in it to like become blossom, so it's living its best life.
It's probably in the sea by now, the contents. That pot looks pretty empty. Oh, this is lovely. Quite a bit further afield than I've walked before from home, so I didn't know this was here all the while, but it was worth the extra trek, definitely. He was just talking about wind in the willows, and lo and behold, there's a big mole hole. You down there, Moley? There's more and more.
I love wind in the willows. It's classic.
Perhaps Ratty's down there somewhere, Is.
And I want to find Toad.
Ratty might come past on a boat.
Toad is the best character. Hopefully his like carmobile just comes.
His 1920s car. We're back. It's about 5:20 now. Got in, washed my hands, and I've just blobbed out on the sofa, and I've been scrolling through social media for about 20 minutes on my phone, just having a bit of a break. We're both feeling really Friday-ish. We just want to chill out now. We're not going to do anything else productive. I'm going to get myself a coffee and I'm going to sit and edit over there at the table. By there, I might put that jigsaw away. I'm going to start another one tonight. Ooh. I think I'm going to do the kittens next. They're just there on the white unit. Oh, it ended up being a really long walk and I really enjoyed it as well. I thought I'd pretty much exhausted every bit of possible walk potential in this area, but there we are. Found another one. I'm saving them all up to take IB on when we are eventually reunited and can go off and have walks together. I still haven't heard about the college funding. I'm still checking my email every 5 minutes. Well, not every 5 minutes, but you know, often. Right, I better get a move on, get this edited, which I'm excited to do. It's my idea of fun. Well, I've edited all that, drunk quite a bit of coffee. That's actually my second cup, and being a bit rebellious and overindulging. And in the meantime, Izzy is doing something unprecedented. She didn't fancy having what I proposed to cook for dinner. She said, well, it's not the sort of thing I would cook. And I said, well, what would you cook then? She said, oven food. I said, well, why don't you cook yourself dinner and I'll cook myself dinner and then we can both have what we want. Now, ideally, I wouldn't want this to happen all the time, but I'm at the stage now with my 15-year-old that I'm trying to do things to promote her independence for when she eventually fledges and flies off and leaves the nest. So getting her to cook her own dinner is actually quite good in that respect. And she just jumped at the idea, so she's cooking her own dinner, but she's copping out on the veg portion though because she's having the leftover salad from earlier. So I think she's doing herself. Let's have a look. Oh, she's done it. It would appear she has already cooked and taken it upstairs. I didn't even realise that was off because the fan keeps whirring for a while. Oh, well there was me waiting for her to finish so I could cook my dinner. She sneaked off upstairs with it. Well, I am going to cook mine now then, and it's going to have chilli and it's going to have lemon and all sorts of things that sets Izzy's skin off that I can't normally put in our dinner, but I can now because it's just me eating it. A little while later, about 15 minutes later, here's the start of my dinner. I've got some sautéing mushrooms, yellow peppers and celery with some ginger chopped up in there, which Izzy can't tolerate, so that's great. Well, it's not great that Izzy can't tolerate it, but it's great that I'm getting to have it. I've got some pasta in there. I've just had to top it up with not quite hot water, so it's looking pretty rubbish at the moment, and it's stuck on the bottom of the pan. But anyway, to this concoction I'm going to add some lemon juice, crushed chilies, and Kikkoman brand soy sauce. I'm catching up with the news at the same time.
Images that have prompted fears of the second wave of COVID-19.
In case you're watching outside the UK and you don't know what's been going on here, we've had a bit of a heat wave and a lot of people have gone completely berserk, completely forgot that there's a pandemic and loads of people are dying and there's a big risk of hospital services being completely overwhelmed, and have just completely flocked to beaches in their droves, like thousands, crammed in like sardines on just about every speck of sand there. And government's like going, oh dear, because Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister's told everyone, use your common sense. Yeah, people's common sense varies from person to person. I think they might have needed something a bit more specific.
Yeah, a bit of over-exuberance. I'm afraid what you're also seeing is people taking too many liberties with the guidance, mingling too much, not observing social distance. The virus is still out there. To win, to beat this thing, we have to stay alert and do this in a balanced way.
Another plea for caution from the Prime Minister, but is anybody listening? Some beachgoers in Bournemouth weren't when they flocked to the coast yesterday.
Oops, I might have made enough for 5 people instead of 1. I forgot it was just me. I'm not used to feeding one person. Well, I've got plenty of leftovers for 3 meals tomorrow. I'm going to tuck into that now. Thank you so much for watching. Do give the video a like if you liked it. It really helps the channel to grow and I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.